What's good, Gooners? This is going to be the tactics breakdown for this week. We're going to run the 2, 1, 2, 1 again, alright? So, striker here, center backs, quote unquote CDM, and then basically 2 cams. Alright? On the attack, right? Slow build up, right? Goal keep. If I see Ramos or Nate doing a long pass, they're getting touched. Okay? We're gonna play the ball in, and, right? Slow build up, regardless, right? Or here and then here, wherever, right? Slow build up, get the ball forward, alright? After that, let's go ahead and erase everything real quick. Alright. So that's how the formation looks base, right? On the attack, move up into space. The cams move up into space, and in general, Novel's staying back here, right? Novel's starting defender always, right? Regardless of whoever this one is, they will always move into space here. So this is what it should look like, right? So on the attack, it should kind of look like this, right? Because say Novel gets fed the ball, right, from the goalkeeper. Novel goes here. This person can go here, here, right? This person can go here, right? And plus, we have bodies up here to go attack, okay? On defense or on the counter attack, right? When obviously we're getting fucked, right? Okay, my bad. When we're getting fucked, it's gonna move to 2 in the back. All right, wait. Same 2 in the back, right? So let's just say Novel, for example, and let's just say Bus for this example right now, right? They're staying in the back. They're pivots, right? They just have to do their job, cover their lines, just make sure that they're last men, so that when if a shots come in, they're blocking. All right. Everybody else, right? That's the 2 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. This striker, right, is always staying up here on a little island. All right. Same shit that they were doing to us last week on their press. They always had a striker going in, right? What that's gonna do is it's still gonna keep a man back, right? One of their defenders is gonna keep them back. Second of all, when we are getting pressed, right, we need to line up as I've done here in a diagonal, right? And the whole point of this, right? Let's just take the striker out for a second. Is that when they're on the counter attack, right? If they have the ball here, right? This person can still press up on him, right? This side, the reason why this cam that's supposed to be on the left falls back is because if we're lined up on the counter attack, right? Say we're still lined up like this, right? And they're pressing. Say the ball's here, right? This is the ball. If this person's pressing here, their attacker is still going to try and make runs, right? And for example, let's just say Oscar, right? Just because Oscar was playing this position, Oscar has to track back as the ball's coming in, right? And that kind of gets him at a disadvantage because he's not a defender, obviously, right? And what that also does is, one second. And what that also does is, let's say Oscar's here, their attacker's here, rushing it, right? If Oscar's paying attention right here, just an example, it could be whatever, right? And he's not back, right? This person makes a run, Bus has to cover here, right? And then their striker goes here. Let's just say this is one of their wingers, right? Passes the ball, gets here, right? And they're in again, right? Now Buzz has to cover this. Oscar's coming to help. Novel has to cover this area again, while this man's free because then this person has dropped back, right? Again, whole bunch of bullshit that we have to deal with, right? Instead, what we'll do is when we're getting attacked, again, let's just say bust, novel, right? Let's just say Oscar. Let's just say Isaiah, right? Obviously, I'm not picking lineups, right? Isaiah, and let's just say Anti, right? And then Ramos is on his little island up here, right? They're attacking the ball here, right? This is the ball. Anthony could press up. Oscar's already back because, again, their attacker's already pushing, right? And so Oscar doesn't have to track back. He just has to cover his area, right? And what that allows is for Bust to both be able to help here and here, right? Instead of having to cover a man, all he has to do is help, right? Say they play a ball here, right? Towards Oscar's man. It's a 2v1, right? Their attacker versus two of our guys, right? Say they play the ball into the middle. Isaiah gets it, right? Oscar's still staying right here on his man. Again, Bus could help here, or Novel could help here, right? They pass the ball off. They go again here. Novel's here, right? And then that's why we keep the diagonals, right? We bust Novel. Say they start their attack here, right? We go 1, 2, 3. They pass the ball off, right? This person's gonna attack here. What do we do? 1 second. What do we do? This person attacking. Ball's over here, right? Again, Oscar tries to play the ball, try and play defense. If not, if that person gets it, or like say they pass it off here, Oscar presses high, right? So Oscar's here now. Again, CDM plays there, like in a more central position, and Anthony's back, right? Anthony covers this area. He's one-on-one with this man. Novel's help, right? And then on this side, Buzz's help, right? Again, we're always gonna have at least two people on each man. Now, if they're putting everybody up front, right, which they're not, because again, we got Ramos, right, or whoever. We got Ramos up here, right? They're always gonna have 5 men. We got with this, we have Bust, Novel, Oscar, Anti, Isaiah, right? It's always gonna be an even matchup. It's always gonna be 5-on-5. It's just that with this, as they're passing and as they're trying to get through the lanes, where it's always gonna be a 2-on-1, right? Because if they're attacking here and Anthony's here, right? They got Isaiah to deal with, and they got Oscar to deal with right here, right? These are 1v1s. The minute they get it here, Bust, Novel, help defense, it's a 2v1, right? We play good defense, we get the ball back. What's a win? A win is 1-0, right? We need to play good defense. We've been playing some shit defense, right? That's a defense, right? Offense, again, we start off in a 2-1, 2-1, right? Short passes, right? Boom, 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 right? And then obviously, once the build-up is starting, right? Ramos, Oscar, Anthony, Isaiah, let's just say Buster stands, and then Novel, right? Novel's always going to be last man back because he's a guaranteed starter, but he's slow, right? He plays good defense, he just can't track back for the life of him, right? What's always going to happen is these 4 are going to be the ones shooting and attacking, right? Novel stays back because if they float a man, we need him here, right? And let's just say for this example, let's just say this is Bush, right? Bush is just covering this area. If you need an outlet man, you got Buzz. You need an outlet man, you got Buzz. Plays passes in, plays passes in, plays passes in, plays passes in, right? And then again, if they hit us with the counter attack, he could track back here. Novel already has a man on him, let's just say in this example, right? They play the ball long. He bushes out the track back. Again, 2v1, right? Put pressure on him. He takes a shot. We get the ball back. Everybody comes back. Short passes. We get it going again, you know? In short, that's what we should do. We do that. I don't see how we lose, right? Because on offense, we're doing good build up. We're going slow, you know? Obviously the shots matter, right? But if we could get numbers in where it's organized and not just where is that next person, right? Taking shots isn't going to be the problem, the finishing it, right? Same with the defense. If we're just going to be running back the entire time, not knowing what we're supposed to do, right? It's going to be a bit more difficult because, again, we're disorganized. It's going to leave a lot of 1v1s or it's going to leave a lot of open space. If we run this diagonal, right? It doesn't even have to be this. I'm just saying like the ball's here, right? Let's just say they're attacking from here. What could also happen is say they start the attack from here, right? And so in this case, the left cam would be there, CDM, right cam. Striker always stays up, right? Why? Because if we get the ball, and I know Nate loves to do the long passes, he's always gonna have at least one man, right? Obviously, this man can help. Say if the opposing offense is here, helps press, right? But like he never crosses this line, right? Once the other offense gets past this cam or gets to that cam, the striker's job is done because he needs to float and stay. You get me? That's pretty much it, bro. A lot of shit, a lot of yapping. My fault, but hey, tactics work. Y'all just gotta follow. Por favor. Thank you.